after World War II, Pillsbury and the US government created the Pillsbury Bake Off. And its purpose was to promote Pillsbury products and to welcome Rosie the Riveter back into her kitchen. Yeah, so this bake-off was held every 2 years, and the winning woman would win $50,000. It's a lot of money. In 1996, they raised the prize amount to $1 million. And for the first time ever, a man won. So this story is not what Cake Off is about, but it inspired Sherry Wilner to write her short play that then our musical was based on. And it's everything I ever wanted to do in the theater, to create a new musical and be like the dopey, funny guy who actually is kind of really sad and has beautiful things to do in the show. And we had a full-on food fight at the end of the show. I mean, the main woman and I, there's 50 contestants, but you just see a corner, and there's two of us in ovens on a turntable, and we do these rounds where we cook and we sing. And they teach you how to sing and dance in college. They don't teach you how to sing and bake at the same time. It was really hard, but really fun. But we have a big food fight at the end of the show, and during tech, I was supposed to run across the stage, and I fell in a pool of eggs. So I was taken to the hospital, and they took an x-ray from the front and from the back, and they said, "You're fine." And I was like, "I'm having a little trouble breathing." They're like, "It's just, that just happens." So then, they're great doctors. So then, 2 days later, we had our first preview, and about 10 minutes into the show, my whole right side seized up on me. And I got myself through the show, and I said, "You need to take me back to the hospital now." So the doctor saw me, I told her what happened, she said, "Who saw you?" And I said, "Well, I don't know." And they took an x-ray from this angle, and I had broken 2 ribs. And when you don't treat broken ribs, it affects your lungs, and my right lung was collapsing. So they said, "You can't do the show for a week." And I said, "No, we have to do the show." And I negotiated them down to 1 performance. So we canceled 1 performance because we're actors and we're idiots and we can't miss. And I didn't know why, but everyone at the theater was extra crazy about this. And I guess lawyers were coming in and telling them what they could and could not talk to me. But every night, the writers kept bringing me chips and stuff, because clearly I like chips. And it turned out, they canceled Wednesday, because it turned out that Christopher Isherwood was coming on Friday to see the show. Our 4th preview, but just because he was coming down to review a bunch of these women's festival shows, and he wanted to get a bunch of them in at once. So everyone was losing their mind that I might not be, but nobody told me until after. Once I got through Friday, they were like, "The New York Times was here." So we got through it. And he liked the show, which was nice. So this show is probably not going to happen. They've worked on it in other ways, and they're kind of at an impasse. And this show probably will not happen. But Adam Gwon, Julia Jordan, and Sherry Wilner are extraordinary voices. And if you see their names anywhere, please go see their work. It also was amazing to be a part of a show that was all about feminism. As someone that directed Celia Keenan Bolger and Hey, My Name is Alice in college, I don't know, but it was just a really special thing to be a part of. So I'm going to sing a song right now. I played Paul Hubbard, a man who's going through a divorce, and his 12-year-old son has not been talking to him, but his 12-year-old son likes to bake. So he takes his 12-year-old son's favorite recipe and enters it in this competition, and so he's doing this for his son, and his son is not really giving him the love that he wants from it. And he's just had a cell phone conversation with his wife that he's divorcing, and the son heard a little bit too much. So this is the song he's singing. Ah, kid, what do you want? Who do you want me to be? A tough guy who knows how to fight and drive some awful SUV. If that would make us good, I'd be that if I could, 'cause I know all you want is someone less like me. Hey kid, you're pretty smart. You know your mom's friend Ron. Well, that's it. You overheard. It's official now. She's moving on. And if I had my way, I'd try to make her stay. But clearly all she wants is someone less like me. Can't we go back? Can't we just laugh the way that we did? You hate when I dance, but you weren't ashamed to be my kid. So I'm a loser, I'm losing this fight. I'm losing your mother, but try as you might, you are never ever gonna lose me. Oh kid, run if you want. I'm gonna hold on tight. So I maybe can't throw a punch, but I can still put up a fight. I'll be here till we're done, a father to my son. I know you want to be. I'll try to help you be. I hope that you will be someone less like